Before we get into the various terms to do with the tempo of the music, I thought I'd show you a very good way to get to know how to measure the tempo. Now, you've probably heard of a metronome before. Metronomes have been around for ages. I remember when I was learning guitar, it was quite a torture device for a while to try and stay at the same speed as that metronome. So I'll show you two different types of metronomes. This is one that I remember from when I was a young kid, this style of metronome. So the way it worked is, there's a pendulum here that would go back and forth, and as it moved it makes this noise, which I'll show you in a second. And you can adjust how quick it would move by where this weight would sit. So I could slide this down here and it will move quite fast. So if I bring it out here, right, or I can move this up further and you can hear it slows it down. So that was the way that you could practice along and keep in time. Now I'll put a close-up picture of this up on the video, but you'll notice if I keep the pendulum out of the way, it's got all these numbers and it's also got these words here like allegro and presto. They're the words we're going to have a look at, as those Italian terms there. But on the outside was the measurement of the number of beats per minute. Now that's the best way to get to know different tempos, is by the beats per minute, or they'll sometimes abbreviate it to BPM. A much more modern way for a metronome is apps that are on phones. So here's my phone here. This app that I've got here is called Metro Timer. There's so many different free ones around. They're all great. They all do a really good job. This is one I use occasionally. So you'll see on the screen here it's got 60 written there. So 60, and it's meaning beats per minute. So what that'll do is basically get my phone to make a noise once per second. So 60 beats a minute would be 1 per second. So I'd practice my song along at that tempo. Now I could adjust this. If I made it 120, for example, that would be 2 per second. And that would be the speed that I'd play my song at. And you can adjust it to whatever tempo you need, so depending on the way the song's played. So that's the measurement in beats per minute. But it's important to get to know the Italian terms as well. So let's get into some videos explaining those various terms.